Hello YouTubers, this is the Noobifier. Here's your no bullshit flight ready overview and impressions of the Asperia Blade. The Blade is currently the smallest enemy fighter in our expanding fleet. It was sold in lore as a faithful reproduction of a captured alien ship, hence the name Asperia and not Vanduul. In lore, the company's been known for their fanatical attention to detail, so much so that the reproduction parts were difficult to discern from the real thing. In lore, it's expensive because it's rare. In reality, its price of $250 was likely set that way to ensure that it would stay rare in-game. I'll leave it up to you to decide if the word value could be used to describe an in-game asset. It truly depends on what's important to you. The Blade is bloody quick and bloody fast. SCM of near 300 and on Afterburner, speeds in excess of 1,200. It's one of the better handling and responsive ships that I've flown even compared to some of the racers. Currently, it's so good that I would expect it to get a balance pass before live. Similar to the Xi'an Scout, on paper you might think it would be an effective racer, but extended it's actually quite wide. I'd like to speak to some of the racers that I know like Captain Kim and Twerk17 to see what they think of it. In the past, flight-ready ships like the Vanguard got nerfed and nerfed and nerfed to the point where people melted it. Let's hope that this doesn't happen to the Blade. There's a difference between overpowered and fair. It's fair for a ship like this to be strong because of what it is. This little ship makes up for its beefy price point with weapons. Missiles is about quantity over quality, mounting 8 size 1, which are basically guided road flares, but they do lock very quick. The Asperia Blade has 2 size 3 mounts and 2 size 2 mounts. This is shy of a saber, but just shy. Its agility offsets its weakish protection, resulting in a viable and deadly ship. The cockpit view is somewhat restricted, but it's not the worst that I've seen. The majority of the forward-facing part is clear, with only 2 beams obstructing visibility. With Track IR, you can easily exploit its wraparound view, but looking up is restricted despite a small window. I noticed now that if you use the Inner Thought system with Track IR, you can actually look around and select, so stay tuned for a video on that. If this was a car, it would be something really weird like an Ariel Atom V8. Something rarely seen and much more effective than its size would indicate. And there you go. Of all the ships in 3.2, the Blade was the one that I wanted to try the most in combat. I've only spent a short time with it, but so far things are looking pretty good. Thanks very much for spending your time with me. Stay tuned for more, fly safe, and I'll see you in the verse.